Namaskar, good morning, Ram Ram. You are watching your own channel AC Astro, and today we are here with your favorite weekly prediction week starting from 24th December to 30th December. So let's welcome Akash Chauhanji from Calgary, Canada. Akash ji, Namaskar, Ram Ram.
Namaskar, Ram Ram, Rohitji. Rohitji, today, as you said, we are talking about the weekly. And before I start, I would like to say that there have been numerous screenshots that people have said that, okay, you said this happened, this did not happen. Okay. So everything depends on your Dasha and Antardasha. We just have one comment, Rohitji, very, very recent, like an hour ago, we got a comment saying that the Rahu Ketu transit, I was very scared that it was coming into my seventh house. And you said that things will become okay, and things are very, very positive after a very big long time. So this means that it depends on your dasha, antardasha, and the current status of your planets in your natal chart, and transits are then secondary to support them. I just wanted to tell everyone this that it completely depends on your placement of the planet. So you're going through Sade Sati and you can expect good results from Rahu or Saturn. Depends on the placement of Saturn in your chart. Depends on the placement of current Saturn's transit. Or if you're going through Jupiter Mahadasha and expecting some different thing of a Mars transit, then that is not how it works. Okay. So, Reggie, we will start with the week of 24th to 30th, step by step horoscope that how and what is happening. Starting with Aries ascendant. So, for Aries people, for all the moon sign, Aries moon sign, this is not going to be 100% right, but yes, it's going to be uh, very, very almost there. So your moon is entering into Taurus. That means it is 24th of December. Moon finally, it was near the areas of your expenses, near the areas of your, emotional ups and downs last week. Now this is the time that it comes into Aries and it is going to be, it is coming to Taurus and it is going to be restoring a lot of wealth for you. So there can be new opportunities to get wealth. Venus, on the other hand, enters Scorpio. So Venus enters Scorpio in the eighth house. Here, the seventh house owner has gone into the eighth house. It is a very big transit after Venus being debilitated, then going into the seventh house, then coming to the eighth house. This means that gains from partnerships, gains from wife, gains from husband, gains from spouse. So it is a very good time again in terms of all the gains that you are looking for, because any planet, according to Bhavat Bhavam, the concept, any planets that is uh, like one house, progressing from its own sign, it gives very good results in for the past house. So you will get very good results in terms of partnerships. Then Moon enters into Gemini. Now Moon is the owner of here the 4,000 sitting 12 from itself. Be careful in terms of emotional, ups and downs in terms of your communication. So your communication taken emotionally may backfire on you. This is what it shows during this period. Later on, Mars will enter into Sagittarius. This is the another very big event of 2023, because this is a Gandanta point again. Mars entering into Gandanta point is also kind of a reset button. But positively, I told you 1 minute earlier that any planet that goes one house progressing from its own sign, it is a sign of progress for the last house. That means there is going to be some good breakthrough in your research that you are doing, or maybe inheritance wise, or maybe buying some property, any kind of things related to that which is happening at the moment will also turn into a positive news for you. And on the same day, Mercury also enters into Scorpio. That means Mercury is in retrograde motion. Mars enters progressively ahead. Mercury comes back. And it is going to be in this retrograde motion till 2nd of January. So, not a very big time, but yes, in the 8th house, Mercury makes a Viprit Rajyog. So, any problem that must have been created in your work area will now be solved. I know this is the time of holidays, but some employers are very ruthless. In holidays, also, they expect you to work and take calls and stuff like that. So, here there will be some breakthrough and good chances of you to have a little bit of peace. And then Moon enters into Cancer. Now Moon is the owner of the Cancer, entering into Cancer fourth house. This is the time of lot of relaxation for all the ascendants, because moon in the end of the year entering into the own house means relaxation, inner peace, happiness from your family, and so on. So overall, this week looks very, very positive in terms of all the planets. Mostly, Moon is transiting your second, third, speech, communication, and happiness. This is what Moon is looking for, and other planets are transiting in your seventh, eighth, and ninth house. That means relationships, gain from relationships, and destiny working in your favor. So, all the best. Moving on to Taurus ascendant. Moon is in Taurus. That means for Taurus ascendant, this is one of the best times because Moon is exalted. And if your mind is in power, then everything is in power. So from December 24th, Moon entering this place, especially Rohitji, a very important part is that here Moon rules the third house and it is sitting 11th from the third. That means there will be gains from communications for all the Taurus ascendant people. Venus, on the other hand, enters Scorpio. Now, Venus here is the owner of the Lagna, and coming directly opposite in the Lagna is also a positive sign here. That means Venus will be aspecting the Lagna and also helping, in this area because Moon is exalted and Moon should not cause any kind of trouble when it puts a debilitated aspect on the seventh house. So, relationship is going to be becoming very positive for all the Taurus ascendant people. Relationships are going to be very intense because of Mars also making a conjunction with in the seventh house. But later, 26th of December, Moon will enter into Gemini. And here, see, it was very good. Moon was exalted. You were in a lot of power. Your mind was very free. But now, because Moon is sitting 12th from its original sign, that is 12th from the Cancer sign, it means that there can be some losses, or financially there can be some kind of challenge that can come because of your speech and commitment. Second house is the house of commitment, right? So we do not want to commit anything that is not that is not achievable. Later on, Mars enters into Sagittarius, and here Mars is entering into the eighth house, making a Vipreet Rajyo. So this means that any kind of big trouble that you're facing in terms of your travel, foreign travel, or any kind of trouble related to some legal matters, any kind of trouble in relationships, it is going to end. It is a very positive time for you. All the trouble now ends because again in planet is in progression, right? So the seventh house owner is in the eighth house. So in progression, always you will get very positive, good results for the previous house. Later on, Mercury enters into Scorpio. So Mercury is in currently retrograde motion and it is entering into Scorpio into your seventh house. It is a very positive sign, by the way. But there can be struggle in your love life, struggle in creativity, or struggle in things related to your children. So these are the three things where struggle will come. But on the other hand, uh, here, Mercury is a Maraka. Maraka means it is a very not a very positive planet for you. In fact, it's a very good friend of Mercury, but because of Venus. But Mercury is the second house lord, also in the seventh house. So you have to be extremely careful about your health, especially your stomach, gut health, because this is where there can be trouble, there can be some problem, issues, little bit of issues. So hopefully, I think God is great. Let's see how things become for you. Also, one more thing very important for Taurus ascendant people: whenever Moon will be aspecting Mars and Mars will be aspecting Moon. Uh, According to research, this is the time of menstrual cycles. So a lot of people will be entering their menstrual cycles, which will cause also gut problem, health in stomach problems. So this is also a yoke that is happening for Taurus. Maybe this is the week that you enter into your menstrual cycle. It also depends on your current position, your natal position of Moon and Mars. But Moon and Mars are only responsible for these kind of activities. Anyways, Mercury enters into after Mercury enters into Scorpio. Moon will enter into Cancer, into the own house, restoring all the problem that was happened because of speech. Your communication will be at the peak, and there will be very, very good news that we can hear from your siblings, your neighbors. There will be a lot of happiness in your personally. You will be very happy, and this is the time that all the effort that you have done will show its result, and you will be in a very happy space. Actually, see, end of the year, Moon entering into Cancer, it is a very good time because mental peace, emotional peace, everything will be there. Moving on to Gemini ascendant now. Gemini ascendant people, look at your Lagna Lord. It is sitting in the seventh house, but in retrograde motion. Okay, but we will start with Moon in Taurus. So here, Moon is exalted in the 12th house for you. And 12th house is the house of spirituality. Here, a very big spiritual or spiritual, what you say, um, very big spiritual transformation you can have suddenly during this period. If you're going through Moon Antardasha and Mahadasha, then it's very evident that there's going to be big emotional and there can be expenses like positive expenses because Moon is exalted here, so there positive expenses can also happen. On top of that, Venus is entering into Scorpio. Here, it is making a Viprit Raj Yoga. The Venus is the owner of the 12th house and entering the 6th house. That means, again, positive expenses. Your debts may increase, but this means that it will be for some kind of positivity. Moving on, Moon enters into Gemini, and Moon entering into Gemini also means that here the second house Lord is sitting 12th from itself. Again, expenses. This is the time of Gemini ascendant for expenses. Now, your positive expenses were happening, but some unexpected expenses will also come, which will cause little bit of dent on your pockets. Because of Venus entering into the sixth house, it increases debt for all the Gemini ascendant people. In terms of Venus sitting with Mars there, I told you last week also that such people should donate blood because otherwise they will get some kind of injury, because Mars is the planet of injury, of cuts, of burns, of blood loss. So I think that you would have done it because Mars is very soon leaving this house, entering into the seventh house for you, and that happens next when Mars enters into Scorpio, Sagittarius, into your seventh house. If you look at Mars here, it is the owner of the sixth house and progressing into the seventh house. That means all the problem or trouble related to money that you are facing will also be little bit sorted because you will get happiness here. You will get some kind of relief from debts. Enemies will not be able to face you because this is a time that your Mars has progressed one house from itself. Now, because of making other different new associates and partnerships, you will be able to overcome your enemies as well. Later on the same date, Mercury enters into Scorpio, and Mercury is in retrograde motion, entering into Scorpio here. It means that workplace wise, you have to be very careful that there is no big, it is the Kendra Lord sitting in the sixth, not a very positive sign because workplace, this is especially the workplace area, it can, what you say, it can cater to workplace area and create problem. In fact, the aspect on the 12,000 debility in the retrograde motion can also cause little bit of, again, expenses. So Gemini ascendant expenses will be on the rise this week. This is what I can feel. Some kind of expenses will come to you. On the other hand, health wise also you have to be careful because it is not a very good placement of so, Mercury to be, especially with Venus. Later on, Moon will enter into Cancer, into the own sign. This is where, if Moon is powerful, everything is. That means if mind is powerful, then you have all the capability to take head on challenges. Here you will get mind very, very strong in the second house. That means you will be very confident. Your self respect will be at peak. Your family happiness will be restored. And there will be a lot of gains in terms of monetary gains that can happen. So after expenses also comes gains. So happiness gains. Second house is the house of material possessions also. So maybe you will be buying something during this week and it can be very positive for you. I want to just request everyone, Gemini Ascendant, that I have seen that everyone comes and watches, but subscription, you don't subscribe. So if you can do that, it will be a New Year gift for us. Thank you so much. And those who want to have personal WhatsApp, link is here. They can go for personal appointments immediately. Cancer ascendant. Now this is the time for Cancer ascendant where Moon goes into the 11th house, biggest and biggest of goals that you were trying to achieve. This is the time that you will find some light in that dark tunnel because December 24th Moon will be exalted in Taurus. So this exalted means what? This exalted means that all your bigger goals, your networking will convert into some kind of positive news for you. On the other hand, Venus will enter into Scorpio on 25th of December, the eve of Christmas, and here Venus entering into the fifth house, aspecting its own sign, that is the 11th house. And especially taking the aspect of moon, which is debilitated, it's very positive. Creativity will be at peak. If you are thinking of getting some starting some new job or new things, this is the time that you can get an intimation that okay, we have to sign the document, a new job can be happening. On the other hand, moon enters into Gemini. This is the moon is in the 12th house. So here what does it mean? It means that there can be some long distance travel and expenses in travel. So I think this is the right time for travel plans, and many people must have made travel plans, and this is the time that you will travel, and there will be expenses at peak, at rise. 28th of December, two bigger things are happening. Mars is entering into Sagittarius and Mercury enters into Scorpio. So what is happening? That Mars here, the owner of the 10th house, the owner of the 5th house enters the 6th house. That what does it mean? It means that growth or some kind of good news from your work area. Discipline restores for you. Enemies will not be able to face you. They will be in trouble. And on top of that, Mars and Sun together here means some kind of injury also. Okay, so that injury is the main thing that we have to focus. Everything good, don't focus on that. Little bit of struggle where you have to take care of yourself, focus on that, because here sixth house, whenever Mars will, and especially eighth house is occupied by Saturn, so that means all three Krur planets are sitting in your Dushtanas. Okay, so that means injury. Very careful about injury, especially very careful about food poisoning, alcohol poisoning. This is the kind of time that it can trigger such things. And in retrograde motion, Mercury enters into the fifth house. Now, here Mercury is a very important planet because it is not considered very auspicious for Cancer ascendant people. Especially, this is the time you have to be very careful related to your family, especially your children. Children's health. Secondly, those who are into startup or love affairs, there can be a lot of misunderstanding in communication. So that is another thing which you have to be careful. Venus is there trying to solve things, but Mercury is stronger, because it's in retrograde motion. Retrograde planets are stronger. So what do we need to do? We need to adjust. We need to make sure that we do not get into arguments which can lead to a lot of trouble. Later, Moon enters into Cancer, December 28th, and this is the time of New Year. So finally, Moon is here, and this is the time that you will be feeling very happy, relaxed. There will be no stress. Lagna Lord in the Lagna is the best placement of ascendant Lord, and Moon coming into its own sign. It means that your mind will be in your control. Your mind will be happy, and your relationship will be very positive because Moon aspects the seventh house. So overall, this is a very very good period for Cancer ascendant people. Expenses will be on the rise, but also workplace development also happens here. Those who are looking for a new job might sign some contract or might get some intimation that okay, yes, it is done. So overall, very very good time, 24th of 30th December for Cancer ascendant. Those who are watching for the first time, I see that you come, you watch, you go, you do not subscribe, but that subscription is our fuel. If you can do that, that's going to be very good. And there is just a link in the description. You click on it and you can connect with me directly on WhatsApp. So all the best. For Leo ascendant people, here very very struggle man is going on, but finally in the 10th house, Moon becomes exalted. That means there is going to be a big leap, peak in your career, or going to be surge in your career, and that is a very positive news. Here Moon is the 12th house lord sitting 11th from itself, and then it will be giving you a lot of gains. Just see the concept of exalted and debilitated. See, Moon is the 12th house lord, and when it is sitting 11th from itself, it becomes exalted. So, such a beautiful placement of Moon. Those who are going through Moon Dasha, Antardasha will see a very major change in their career. Very good changes. And suddenly you will say, oh, how the hell this happened? This is how it is. Venus enters into Scorpio. Now, Venus here is the lord of your extreme hard work as well as your career. And going into the fourth house is going to be spending some money in luxury. Okay. And in terms of gains from your communication, this is what happens to you for US and people, because the second every planet that progresses from its house to a different house to the next house, that is, if it is sign Libra, right? It is ruled by Venus, and now Venus enters into the fourth house. It means that it will give you gains from the third house. That means gains from your neighbors, your associates, your friends, your it's going to be very good in terms of communication wise. You will be very very happy during this period. Moon, on the other hand, enters into Gemini. Now, this is the time of little bit of not struggle we say, but little bit of being very careful, because moon here is the owner of the 12th house, and now it is sitting 12th from itself. That means expenses due to your networking social area or some kind of parties, the expenses will be on the rise. Okay, and on top of that you have to be very careful in terms of long distance travel, because moon here owns long distance travel kind of items. So be careful during this period. Moon can cause little bit of expenses on the high in long distance journey also. Suddenly there could have been some kind of journey that you have to take. Later on, Mars will enter into Sagittarius. Now, Mars is the ninth house lord, and it is sitting ninth from itself, and especially very beautiful. It is sitting second from a fourth, a second from the fourth house. So, what does it mean? There can be some kind of gain from real estate. There can be some kind of repair or some kind of work that you will do for your house. Get some new paintings, get some new items for your house. This is what it happens. Or maybe buying a lot of gifts for your friends, because fifth house is the house of gifts. I learned this very recently, that if you want to give a gift to someone, that means speculative gains. Any type of gains that is not was not expected is fifth house. So this is house of gifts also. So gifts will be coming your way. On top of that, the same day Mercury will enter into retrograde motion. It will enter into your fourth house. Now this is a little bit of challenge in your in your family area, in your motherland area, in your area related to again your inner peace. And Mercury here, something will be eating you internally, that this is wrong, that is wrong. But life is like difficult only, so don't take things very very seriously. Sometimes it is up and down. This is how it happens. So don't and this is the time of expenses in your house area, because if your retrograde planet is very strong, and especially Mercury here owns the 11th and the second house. That means it is a very extreme money giving planet for Leo ascendant people. If for Leo ascendant people, if Mercury is good, everything is good. If it is not good, then you are in trouble. That is how it is. Simple it is. But yes, it will be a good time for you. And those who are also thinking about moon, that moon is sitting 12th from itself. Now it goes ahead and goes into Cancer sign, 12th house. Very beautiful time for spirituality. Expenses will 100% be on the rise, but spirituality, travel, long distance travel, short distance travel, what you say, some kind of spiritual activity at home happening. These are the kind of things that will be happening. Everyone will be partying. Leo ascendant will be doing kirtan at home. This is what it means. And very good. You should, before the start of New Year, all the people should do some kind of religious activity, like some kind of havan, homam, or some kind of chanting, or get friends, do Hanuman Chalisa together. Like do something which will bring happiness to and give justice to moon sitting in the 12th house. I have seen a lot of Leo ascendant people that you come watch your weekly and go away, but not subscribe. If you can subscribe, it will be a New Year gift. And WhatsApp link is in the personal description. You can just click on it, and you can come on the WhatsApp and discuss your, if you want to take some big decisions with me. Moving on to Virgo ascendant, the lord of this ascendant, that is Mercury, is retrograde right now in your fourth house. So that means those kids who are getting born here will have a lot of strength in the fourth house. That means there will be a lot of strength in your family, in your mother. Like a lot of mama's boy, mama's girl will be born during this period, Virgo ascendant. But Moon enters into Taurus here. Moon is the 11th house owner, sitting in the ninth house. It's one of the best placement for Moon to be. There is going to be big news coming from your destiny. Your destiny is going to be supporting you during the early week of December 2020, the last week of December. It's going to be like from tomorrow, day after, you can start getting some very good news. Uh, Hopefully, it is related to your career. That's what I would like to uh, feel, that it is related to your career. Monday is very good for you, basically. Then going on, Venus enters into Scorpio. Now Venus has progressed from one house, the second house, to the third house. Here it means that there will be some gains that has happened from your speech area. You have must have spoken something very nice, and now that has turned into some gains, and it will be very happiness. Your communication will be at very very good position. Your friends will be helping you, your neighbors, your brothers, anything related to the third house, that is your courage will be at very very much peak. Even moon putting the debilitated aspect here, Venus has come immediately for rescue, and it will take away all that kind of debilitated aspect, because it is also aspecting its ninth house. So a very beautiful yoga for all the people. Then moon enters to Gemini. Now this is the time that over excitedness, or people in your work area might turn against you, or might think that how the hell did you get such kind of recognition that they were supposed to get. So this is the time of little bit of enmity, and they will try to act, to make you defame you, or make your status down. So just believe in yourself. Don't act, because your act can cause some loss. So just be quiet, let other people do their part. You just relax and say Om Namah Shivaya. That is the biggest thing you can do. Mars enters Sagittarius now on 28th of December. Those who are going to Mars Dasha and Antardasha, here Mars entering into the fourth house. It's very good for property, very good for returning to your home country, very good for travel, very good for mother, but little bit, because Mars is a cruel planet, so it can also cause some kind of surgery, some kind of problems to your mother, or suddenly your mother might feel some kind of cut, or Mars is man. Mars demands blood, so this can happen during this period, and especially because it is sitting with a very cruel planet, that is Sun. So careful. Same day, Mercury enters into reverse motion, in retrograde motion, in the third house of this Pakka house of communication. Here, Mercury is the Kendra Lord. Sitting in the third house means a lot of hardships in your personality development as well as career area. So this can happen if you are going through Mercury Dasha and Antardasha. It can affect you more. Later on, Moon finally in the end of the week enters into Cancer, into the 11th house, saying that okay, I am now in comfortable position. Look at this in in this chart. Moon is supposed to be the queen of the solar system, and here what has Mercury done? And see, it is now somewhere it is written Moon she. They consider moon as she, and we say Chandra Dev. It is also he. So the energy of God is not feminine or masculine. It is just energy. So always, the thing is that on top of that, moon is also the father of Mercury here, and it is still called a she. So there is a lot of confusion, man, in the celestial beings, celestial world also. But I feel that for Virgo ascendant people, Mercury has given Moon the higher place, and that is the 11th house of gains, 11th house of higher goals, 11th house of big aspirations, 11th house of social networking, 11th house. So it is very, very beautiful. The end of this year is going to be very, very, what you say, rewarding for all the Virgo ascendant people, because Moon enters its original place, will restore lot of happiness for you. Those who are going through Moon Dasha and Antardasha, this is one of the best period. So exalted Moon. Then later Moon goes into career. Yeah, no, it is a time of making sure your mind is stable, and then it goes into the 11th house. This is another very good sign for all the Virgo ascendant people. I have seen that Virgo ascendant, you are watching the video but not subscribing. If you can subscribe, that will be good for us. It will give us a lot of more courage to do more seva. And those who want to take any personal consultations or appointments, the link is in the description. Just click it, you will be on the WhatsApp with me. Libra ascendant people. Moon enters into Taurus. For Libra ascendant Moon, this is the eighth house where Moon becomes exalted. Does not matter. Eighth house is the house of your shared resources. That means there is going to be some good news, good money coming in from partnerships. I just got a message of a very dear friend of mine who's Libra ascendant, that the goals were not being achieved, and whatnot. But I said that 100% next week, and see, Moon is getting exalted, and especially by end of the week, you will see that Moon has come and it will be sitting in your 10th house. So that is going to be more positive for Libra ascendant people. So very positive. Venus enters into Scorpio. Again, this title tells you that money is going to increase. There is going to be, your effort will now convert into wealth for you, because it is the house of wealth. And the Lagna Lord progressing one house from itself means wealth accumulation. So good news for you. Your family life will also be very, very positive during this period. Then Moon enters into Gemini. Now here, this is the time that your destiny will not work for you, but what will work for you is your hard work. Hard work will work for you. So if you are thinking that 26 to 28 that I will be relying on destiny, no, it will be hard work. You have to go an extra mile during this period in your communication, in the area of work that you're doing, and this will restore, this will convert into good news for you. Mars enters Sagittarius. Mars, again, progression of planets, right? Mars is the owner of the second house. Going into the third house means gains from communication, gains from your speech, gains from family, happiness, happiness in friends and siblings. So it's going to be, and this is the place of Mars to give you extra courage. So it will give you a lot of courage during this period. So things are completely working according to the celestial, norm. Moon coming here, making sure your destiny is not working. Mars entering and saying that why the hell, don't worry, destiny will work now. I will give you power to do extra hard work. So very nice for you. But on the same day, Mercury is retrograde, and Mercury here is the owner of the 12th house. Mercury is also the owner of the ninth house. That means there can be some kind of news from a foreign distance relative or family member, that some kind of bad news can come to you. This is what it means. I have seen some kind of things like that. But on the other hand, spending wise, money wise, yes, there will be a lot of expenses also. And I know it is end of the year, so you may be buying gifts for parties, going to someone's house, and things like that. So it is very evident that expenses will be on the rise. And end of the week, December 28th, happens very, very nice for you. You get very good. There will be no music from your boss. There will be happiness from your boss saying that, okay, good news is coming, good things are happening. It's okay, we did very well. There is no problem. Next year is going to be more beautiful, and we are going to do a lot of good work. So that is what it is going to happen for all the Libra ascendant people. I've been seeing that all the Libra ascendant people do watch the video but do not subscribe. So please subscribe so that we get this as a New Year gift and a token of your love. And those who want to connect on WhatsApp, just click in the description. There is a link. You don't have to type anything. Just click and you will come directly on the WhatsApp with me. Moving on to Scorpio ascendant. For Scorpio ascendant people, the Lagnesh, that is Mars, is in your Lagan only from a long time. So that means your personality must have completely had a transformation. But this week starts with a very positive moon being exalted in your seventh house. That means restoring a lot of faith, love, and happiness in your relationships. But the second day, Venus enters into Scorpio. That means lot of expenses that was happening will now be in control. And here there's going to be good news also, because spiritual blessings that you collected, that you accumulated during this period, will now convert into your personality development, or we call, personally, it will try to give you very good charismatic appearance, as well as uh, you know the aura. Your aura will be very, very positive during this period. Venus is a very important planet. It rules the seventh house. It is aspecting the seventh house where Moon is sitting. So it is a very positive time for relationships as well. Moon enters Gemini. Now, here, Moon is entering into the eighth house, not a very pleasant house. So, what does this mean? Alcohol poisoning, stomach problem, emotional ups and downs, trouble from partnerships, trouble from relationships, father and son, quarrel. These are the kind of things that can happen. Why? Because it is sitting 12th from the ninth house, which is considered the house of father, guru, dharma, spirituality. Okay. So there can be a little bit of trouble in these areas. But what does it mean? It means that now this is the time of putting personal effort. Personal effort in areas related to relationships, partnerships, so that you get, misunderstandings go away. Your mind will be in problem. Other people will not be. So just 2 days, man, be quiet. This is what it means. Then later, Mars will enter into Sagittarius. Now, here Mars is the owner of the first house. Going into the second house, that means it will, because of your own effort, now your wealth will increase. This is what it means. Those who are going through Mars Dasha and Antardasha, very nice for you, because this is going to be more impactful. Because second house is wealth accumulation. And here Mars in your overall rules your workplace as well as your Lagna, okay, your discipline. Second house also, but only Mars is cruel when it's sitting with Sun. Make sure that there is no family dispute or disturbance during this period. That is where the challenge actually is. On the same day, retrograde Mercury comes into your Lagna. That means communication wise, you have to be extremely careful. And especially, we just think that communication is only verbal or written, but no, body language. You go to a party, you are not happy, immediately everyone notices that your body language, your body, your aura is very important. And this is what is important during this period, to make sure that your body language remains very, very positive. It is just a very little bit time from 28th of December, 2nd of January, it will become direct. So hope for the best. Very good news is coming for everyone, because your Scorpio ascendant people, Jupiter is also becoming direct from 31st. And that is going to restore a lot of happiness in your career, in foreign travels, in your fixed assets. And Mars coming into the second house means there can be some buying of fixed assets during this period. So it is a very good time, but only thing is that body language has to be in control. And 28th of December, Moon will enter into Cancer, into your Bhagyastan, into the house of destiny. Destiny will be on the peak, happiness will be on the peak, spirituality will be very good, relationship with your father very good, but relationship with your siblings or relationship with your, with your friends can be a challenge. So be careful. Don't make any kind of statements or judgment on other people because of Mercury sitting in the first house in retrograde motion. Here, Moon is supposed to be restoring a lot of faith in you. There can be some spiritual journey, or maybe you will be going to some pilgrimage or having some kind of homam or some kind of puja, some kind of ritual at your house. This is also very positive. So, all the best, Scorpio. I have just one request, that I have seen that you come and watch these videos but do not subscribe. So, if you can subscribe, that will be a very good New Year gift for us. And those who want to talk to me personally, WhatsApp link is in the description. You can just click and my team will help you reach me. Thank you. Sagittarius ascendant. Now, Moon enters into Taurus. Moon is entering into the sixth house. Here, only this is only the one time where Moon makes a Viprit Rajyog. So, like very positively, by the way. It also makes for a different sign, but yes, here it is very positively. Here, Moon also means that this is the time that Moon is sitting 11th from itself. So that means sudden gains, hidden gains from your enemies, from people who were not able to give you good results, people who were trying to trouble you. From their mistakes, you will get money during this period. Those who have applied for loan or any kind of debts will get approved. So a very good period. Take the best use of it. Venus, on the other hand, enters into Scorpio. Now, Venus is the 11th house lord, going into the 12th house means expenses will be on the rise. So now debt will come and that will turn into expenses, because money will come and you will spend it, right? So this is what is going to happen. On the other hand, Moon enters into Gemini, that is into the 7th house. Here, be very careful in relationship, because of your personal or your business or your work area stress. You should not take it out on the relationships or partnerships that you have. There, you have to be very careful in communication, because Mercury, on the other hand, is in the Lagna and aspecting this house with the retrograde effect. Sun is also putting an aspect here, or cruel planet Sun is putting an aspect. This means that this is going to be a challenge area. Relationships, okay? So, in the middle of the week, relationship is where you have to be more focused on. Later on, we see when Mars enters into Sagittarius and Mercury on the same day will enter into Scorpio. What does it mean? It means that Mercury here is gone into the 12th house, making sure that your expenses are really on rise. And that is only because of your own self, that you will be making the expenses without any reason. This is what is going to happen. On the other hand, Mars coming progressing from the 7th house to for the 12th house to the first house means it will try to control as much as possible for you to make impulsive decisions. It will make sure that you are not in that zone that you destroy yourself. See, money comes very easy to lose. Money comes very hard to save. One who saves only is a real rich guy. A rich guy is not someone who earns 100 and spends 200. A rich guy is someone who earns 100 and saves 10. That is a rich guy. So make sure that you try to save money during this period. Then Moon enters into Cancer. Very good position of Moon in the 8th house. What does it mean? It means that internally you will be very happy. Inside you will be very happy. There will be good gains from partnerships. There can be good area, sudden gains that can happen, which cannot be explained. Spiritual gains because of Mercury sitting so much power in the 12th house, Venus in the 12th house, making Viprit Rajyog. So here, lot of spiritual power is supposed to be coming to you. Suddenly, you're uh, even if you're in a difficult situation, your life will be very peaceful because your mind will be in control. That is what is happening for Sagittarius and people in this week of 24th to 30th. Those who want to connect with me personally, here is the WhatsApp link. And those who are watching this and not subscribing, this is give and take, man. You have to subscribe and help us also. So help us. Capricorn ascendant people, this is Rohitji's ascendant, and Rohitji, Moon is entering in Taurus into your fifth house. So there will be some love life coming to you. So I don't know what love is. Maybe some person from the team says, Rohitji, I love you, get married to me, and things like that. So Rohitji's love life is going to be very good, and all the Capricorn ascendant people's love life is going to be very good during this period. In fact, there will be some good news from children, or you will hear about them, or some things like that. So very nice. In terms of education, also there will be some good news that there can be some education happening. On term of that, Venus enters into Scorpio. The 10th house lord in the 11th house means gains from your profession. There is going to be good gains from your profession, and this is going to make you very, very happy during this period. Later on, it also means that bigger goals which you're not able to complete, like Rohitji was saying that, oh, we need 40,000 subscribers till we enter into 2024. Rohitji, only 8 days left. I don't think so. 9 days. In 9 days, if we touch 40,000, then it is going to be very good. For that, all the Capricorn ascendant people who are watching right now, if they subscribe, then maybe we can enter. We can get that goal complete. But Rohiji, if your goal is this, then I hope that Venus is going to give you this completion of goal. So all the best. Yeah. Moon enters into Gemini. Rohiji here, little bit of challenge because sixth house health wise, especially cold cough. Moon is a very planet that rules all the water element in the body. So waterborne diseases, any kind of, be careful in eating, drinking. All the people who will be eating, golgappe, pani puri on the road because of, oh, it is holiday season has come, eat this, that. Food poisoning can happen to you and this can cause trouble. Later on, Mars enters into Sagittarius, and the same day, Mercury enters into your Scorpio. So Mars is here. Look at the 12th house, sitting with Sun, cruel planet. What does it mean? 12th house is the house of jail, hospitals, and also the house of mental asylums. What does this mean? This means that this is the holiday period, right? Moon is sitting in the sixth house, making sure that for sure there is going to be health problem or problem trouble. And secondly, all these crude planets are sitting in the 12th house. Only Sun is making a Viprit Rajyog, which will give you power to come out of trouble with the government. And this is the time everyone will be drinking and driving. So extremely careful. Do not drink and drive at all. Do not play with any kind of, what we say, government or government authorities. Be very, very careful during this period. Do not make any big mistakes. Otherwise, paisa, money will be money expenses come to you. This is the stake is to spend money, nothing else. Later on, Moon enters into Mercury. We did not talk about Mercury. Mercury Rohiji, on the other hand, is the owner of the ninth house and sitting third from the ninth. That means struggle. Your destiny will not be supporting you. In fact, this is the house from where we see how profits come. This is the challenge. There will be a big challenge for you to make money during this period. So in the beginning of the week, yes, some money restores, money comes for you. But money is slow also for Capricorn ascendant because second house is occupied by Saturn. So money will come slowly. It will come consistently but slowly. Vijay, I have seen many people. I do a lot of consultations, right? So every time people, the biggest question they have. I think I have found only out of 2000 consultations that we have done in this year, only one or only 1%, 20 to 30, not even 1%. They have asked about spirituality. Otherwise, people are asking only about money. Because the problem is that the society has put us into such state where only money is important. Today, I was talking to one of the friend in Dubai. She told she was in so much trouble that spirituality helped her, and she's now out of that trouble. Now she said that anything happens in the world, I am not leaving my spirituality. I am not leaving the name of God. So that is very important. People, only come astrology, they come to see when there is trouble. When there is happiness, no one even talks about. So in happy times, also remember God, because He is given you that happy time, and it does not take even a moment to enter into some kind of difficulty. So always keep God in your prayers, and this is what it means. When Mercury is in the 11th house, you have to keep God in your prayers. It is the Bhagyasthan Lord. It is the Lord of the 6th house, and entering into the 11th house, 6 from the 6th, tells you that some kind of health problem can arise. So careful. And finally, end of the year, some good news, because Moon coming into its own house, into the seventh sign. Here it is going to, those who are going through Moon Dasha and Antardasha, very good partnership outcomes, very good results in partnerships, very good result in, your Pad Prapati, that means some kind of status that you achieve during this period. So both ways, it is going to be very positive. This week is a good week. If you subscribe, it will also become good week for us. And those who want to talk to me personally, WhatsApp link is in the description. Click and you will directly come in. My team will put you through me. Aquarius ascendant, Lagna Lord in the Lagna, very powerful time for you. But what is happening is that things are slow, and that is because Saturn is slow planet. We are going to be making a very special video for 2024, and that is only Saturn's transit, because it is the year of Saturn. 2024, it is the year of Aquarius ascendant people. So you will be having one of the best times ever if you are in discipline. We will talk about it in that video. Moon enters into Taurus Reggie 24th of December. Here, Moon is the exalted in the fourth house. That means some property related things which you were trying to work on is going to be happening for you. Happiness in terms of your mother. Moon is the mother, right? And this is the house of mother. So it comes from mother or mother like figures. So all the best for you, man. This is the time of inner peace, happiness. Venus enters into Scorpio. That means the ninth house lord goes into the 10th house. That means your destiny will be working in your work area. Some work area destiny happens, and that will give you some good news in your work area. In fact, good news from father also during this period. If father was not well, sick, health restores for father. Moon enters into Gemini. This is a period of fifth house entering Moon. Creativity wise, there will be a little bit of challenge, a little bit of struggle, and you will be overwhelmed with the happiness that you received earlier, which you can make some mistakes by doing some kind of wrong communication to your mother or motherland, or your what you say, your property or car came, but it comes with a little bit of challenge now. There can be some kind of, if you're going through Moon Dasha and Antardasha, it will be more accurate for you. But if you're not going through it, then there's not a big trouble. It will be just little bit of creative blockages that you can see during this time. Mars, on the other hand, enters into Sagittarius, and Mercury on the same day enters into Scorpio in retrograde motion. But Mars entering into Sagittarius is again gains from workplace. So workplace gains. See the 10th house lord going into the 11th house. This means gains from the previous house. That means gains from your work area, gains from your status, gains from your career, gains from your business. So that is seen. But because the communication lord, it depends. If you're in Mars Dasha and Antardasha, very very beautiful for you. If you're in Mercury Dasha and Antardasha, then there can be gains, but there can be challenge in your area related to your work, area related to communication in work, area related to your body language in your work area related to some kind of document that you are trying to receive, some kind of contract you're trying to receive, but you're not receiving. So here there can be challenge. But overall, not a very bad time. But the best time comes when Moon enters into the sixth house. Health wise, if you are going through some trouble, health wise, if there is some problem, routine wise, if there is some problem, or because of health, you were not able to do something very well, you were in Moon Dasha and Antardasha. Now, this is the time that your health will be restored. There will be very good news. Enemies will not try to trouble you. In fact, this is a very peaceful time in terms of acquiring debt also, some kind of money. But this is the house of health. So you have to be careful in terms of what kind of health area. Um it rules mostly the stomach area, and this is the time that Ketu is also sitting in your eighth house, causing poisoning, alcohol poisoning, because Moon rules water. Waterborne diseases can happen, but it will be under control. So that is very positive for all the Aquarius ascendant people. Those who are watching for the first time, do subscribe so that we can become a part of each other. And on other hand, those who want personal appointments, the link is in the description. Click and you will be directed to me. We will talk and we will understand your chart very better. Pisces ascendant, Lagna Lord in the second house, progression in your personality. This is happening already. Secondly, Rahu in the first house, making you heroic during this period. Now, what is happening here is Moon is entering into Taurus into the third house. That means your hard work that you have been doing or will do during this suddenly this week will turn into rewards for you. So positive, man, positive. Venus enters communication wise, some communication that you will do will turn into some kind of wealth for you. So very positive time, the beginning of the week. Venus enters into Scorpio, that is into your eighth house lord, into the ninth house. It restores some kind of shared resources. If you got some kind of profit in partnership but did not receive it, this is the time you will receive it. So a good time for you. Moon enters into Gemini. Otherwise, fourth house, no, the fifth house lord is 12th from itself. That means Moon is the lord of the fifth house and sitting 12 houses from itself. This means that there can be some trouble or losses or some kind of expenses related to your children, related to education, related to some kind of like for happiness, you will have to spend money. This is what it means during this period. Maybe you will have to take your family out, mother out, family out for some kind of dinner, lunch, and expenses will be on the rise. This is what it means. But on the other hand, emotionally, you have to be very careful with your mother, with your family. This is what is required. Very careful in terms of driving because accidents can happen, and this is the placement of moon where daydreaming happens. So careful because expenses are there. It can also be expenses because of your vehicle or your home, some kind of work in your house area. Mars enters into Sagittarius on December 28th. Same day, Mercury enters into Scorpio. Mars is the owner of the second house, Maraka, and it is sitting in the 10th house. This is a very good time, not because of Maraka status, but because of the status that it rules the ninth house, it is Bhagyastan also. And coming into the 10th house means there is going to be some money that can be promised in your work area, or some your destiny will work very, very positively in the work area. Some kind of good news is going to come from here. But because Sun is also sitting here with Mars, be very careful of heated arguments, not to do any heated arguments during this period because it will be in your not in your favor and you will be regretting it later. So no heated arguments in your work area. Don't show that you are in power. Just be relaxed. God is in power, not you. Later on, the end of the week, very beautiful. Oh, Mercury retrogrades into your ninth house. Here, see, I told you don't show too much over smart in your work area because your destiny house has Mercury, which can cause some kind of communication, bad communication, which can be very, your destiny is still there to get something, but because of your communication, you can lose it. So be quiet, be accepting during this period rather than don't share your ideas with no one needs your ideas. Make sure that you listen to other people rather than saying something. End of the week, Moon enters into Cancer, December 28th. Moon will be into the fifth house, into the very good house. Fifth house is the house of money, according to me. I have done a lot of research. Fifth house is the house of education, and without education, there is no money. Without wisdom, there is no money. Without creativity, there is no money. And this is also the house of children. So those who are trying to get some happiness from children, from those who are kids and are studying, not getting the right mindset. This is the time that you will think that even if it is New Year, what happens? I have to still do my duty. So you will be doing your duty very positively. So overall, very, very nice time. And nice time also can happen if you subscribe us so that we become a part of your life, you become a part of our life. And I've seen many people come and watch. Do not hit the subscribe button. Do that. It will be a very good New Year gift for us. And those who want to talk on WhatsApp, there is a link below. Personal appointments, do it. Come on WhatsApp, we will talk and we will understand your chart very much better. Do it.
Thank you very much, Akashji. And our, you know, yearly horoscope predictions for 2024, already all 12 ascendants we have put on the YouTube, and you are giving very good response, very nice comments. Thank you for that. And that's what we are doing every transit, weekly horoscopes, monthly horoscopes, yearly predictions, everything on the channel. But still, if you feel that some things are not matching with your chart, This is what where personal consultations comes into play. You just have to send your details on the WhatsApp number given below, or you go in the description, there is a link, you will click and directly you will go on the WhatsApp. Then you will have a video consultation with Akashji, and you can discuss your 2024 even. And why 2024? You can discuss your whole life even. There are different packages. You can go to www.acstro.ca. So thank you very much, Akashji. Thank you for your predictions for the week, because lots of people get help to plan their week according to these predictions. Thank you. We'll meet you in some next video. Till then, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman, Jai Mata Di.